In this video we look at Pythagoras theorem just with 2D problems. If you're revising, there's 5 questions. I'll just circle through for you to have a go at. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Okay. Pythagoras theorem you may have seen on the internet, on posters, all different ways of saying it, and your teacher may have a preference that they go with. They all hopefully mean the same thing. But just look at it in words first of all, and go from there. Pythagoras theorem states the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the shorter sides. So what is the hypotenuse? The hypotenuse will always be the longest side in the triangle. And we're only looking at right angled triangles, we should say, in this topic. So Pythagoras theorem only works in right angled triangles. The longest side, then, the hypotenuse, will always be opposite the right angle. Be careful with your spelling. For short, we can write that as h. So the square of the hypotenuse, if you get this length and square it, hypotenuse squared or h squared, it's going to be equal to the sum of the squares of the shorter sides. So the other two sides, we just call them the short sides. We could label them simply A and B, just to represent the shorter ones. Then, if we square those and add them, that should be the same size or equivalent to the hypotenuse squared to h squared. So we can put that together and say the hypotenuse squared is equal to the short side squared plus the short side squared, or the hypotenuse squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, where h is the hypotenuse, a and b are the short sides. Let's see if we can apply that in question 1. The first thing we should do is label the sides of the triangle. The hypotenuse is always the longest side. It'll always be opposite the right angle. So we'll label that as our h. Then after that, it doesn't matter what we call the other two sides. They're just the short ones, so a and b. Could have called this one b and this one a. It doesn't matter. Pythagoras theorem states that the square in the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares on the shorter two sides. So in this case, AC, or the hypotenuse squared, would be equal to 4.3 squared plus 6.4 squared. So the hypotenuse squared is equal to, just put that in a calculator, and it'll work out to be 59.45. And to then work out the hypotenuse, we have to undo the square or reverse the square, the inverse of the square, or in other words, find the square root. So the square root of 59.45 is, the 2 decimal places, 7.71 meters. Example 2, find x. So step 1, label our sides. Hypotenuse is the longest one, opposite the right angle. So these two will be our A and B. A and B. So we can state Pythagoras theorem to begin with. H squared equals a squared plus b squared. And then 8.5 squared would equal a squared, or in this case, a is x, so x squared plus 4 squared. So what we've done there is written out the formula for Pythagoras theorem and substituted in the values that are on the diagram for h, a, and b. This time, we're not finding the longest side, we're not finding the hypotenuse, we're finding the x, which is just on this side. We want to isolate the x squared, or get it on its own. So we'd have to take the 4 squared off that side. So we take 4 squared off both sides. Or, another way to think of it is, if the hypotenuse squared is equal to the sum of the squares in the shorter two sides, then a shorter side squared is the hypotenuse squared minus a short side squared. You then get that x squared is equal to 8.5 squared minus 4 squared, which is 56.25. And then to find out x, we square root that. And that gives 7.5 centimeters. Question 3. It's a bit more of application in question 3. Find the area of the triangle ABC. So we're not applying Pythagoras' theorem straight away because we're not asked for an hypotenuse or a short side. We're looking for the area. To find the area of a triangle, you have to multiply the base by the perpendicular height. We don't have the perpendicular height, but if we mark it in, we can split that triangle, which is isosceles, into two right-angled triangles. The bottom will be 14, and because that triangle is right-angled, it'll have a hypotenuse, which is 17.5, and then we can work out the height of that triangle. We'll call the height x. We can then write Pythagoras' theorem. H squared equals a squared plus b squared, or in this case the hypotenuse is 17.5, so 17.5 squared equals x squared for one of the short sides and 14 squared for the other short side. Again, because we're finding a short side like the last example, it's going to be a subtraction, so we do 17.5 squared and we take 14 squared away from it, and that gives that x squared is 110.25. X would be the square root of that, which is 10.5. So we now know the height of the triangle is 10.5. This here is 10.5. So if I'm going to find the area of that triangle, it's half times the base times the height. The base is 28, so half times 28, which is 14, and then multiply by the height 10.5, and you get 147. That will be centimeters squared because it's an area. Number 4. The diagonals of a rhombus are 12 centimeters and 18 centimeters long. Calculate the length of each side of the rhombus. Okay. A few special properties of a rhombus. If I'm drawing it well enough, those sides should be the same length. And the diagonals of a rhombus connect one corner to the opposite corner, like so, and the other corner to the opposite corner. And if it is a rhombus, which this is not bad drawing, the diagonals of the rhombus meet at 90 degrees. So one of the diagonals is 12, we'll go this shorter one 12, and the longer one is 18, we'll go that one there. If I was marking it on, half of it, if that whole thing's 12, halfway across would only be 6. And then if the full way across is 18, then half the way across would be 9. And hopefully you can see there, if I trace it out, that is a right angled triangle. We have to calculate the length of each side of the rhombus, so that would be here, let's call that side x. So that right angled triangle, don't need to, but I could draw it again. You've got your x, you've got your 6, you've got your 9, you've got your right angle. Because the right angle's here, this one is your hypotenuse, it's your longest side, which means the other two are your short sides. So using Pythagoras' theorem, the hypotenuse squared is a short side squared plus a short side squared. X squared equals 6 squared plus 9 squared. X squared equals 117. So x is the square root of 117. And to 2dp, that is 10.82 centimeters. Number 5. A page measures 10 by x minus 2 centimeters. Let's draw a page. We assume a page is rectangular. So it's 10 long, and then it's x minus 2 long. Or the length's 10 and the width's x minus 2. If the diagonal of the page is x, let's draw on a diagonal. Let's call the length of it x. We want to find the length of the diagonal. So when you draw a diagonal in, you've cut the rectangle in half. So this here would be 90 degrees. So we can then say that we've got a right angle triangle, so Pythagoras theorem can be applied. The hypotenuse squared is x squared, the longest one, opposite the right angle. That equals 10 squared, one of the short sides, and x minus 2 squared, the other short side. That's x squared equals 100 plus x minus 2 squared means multiplying x minus 2 by itself. If you expand out that bracket, you get x squared minus 2x plus 4. If we tidy that up, we've got an x squared, we've got a minus 2x and another minus 2x, which is minus 4x. And we've got 100 plus a 4, which is 104. Now what you'll notice is that there's an x squared on both sides. So if you subtract x squared from both sides, they'll disappear. Or in other words, you'd have 0 equals minus 4x plus 104. Don't like having the minus 4x there. We can add 4x to both sides to get 4x equals 104. And then we can divide 104 by 4, which would give 26.